I got crazy flyaway hair. Hi, you guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm here. I made it. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Whew. Let's see. What do we have here? Bring that down just a smidge. Oh, good. All right. Anyone here? I was rushing in. I will wait. Ooh, look at those brush colors. Those are some pretty colors we're going to work with tonight. Bright. Bright colors. A fun stencil. Some beautiful stamps and dies. Do some background. Yeah. Anyone here? Anyone? 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 Got a stack. I think I've covered everything. Oh, I didn't get my card base. Hello, Eliza. Welcome. I just remembered I forgot my card base, which is actually kind of important because I am framing these. I'll be right back. That won't take you but a second. We usually have a stack ready to go. And I'm going to grab my die cut machine. So we have it handy for when we need to do some die cut. Because I need my Spellbinders. Okay. Awesome. Yay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. Well, tonight I am creating a 2-for-1 project because the stencils, which are kind of the focal point of the project, they're large enough. They measure 6 by 9. It says 6 by 9. Thank you. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful color. I love this green. So I actually am so these are created to where you can cut your panel right in half on an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So you just cut it at 5.5. And then this little stinker right here just goes right, and it's still got an edge around it where it'll stick to your grip mat. And you can ink up and get a 2-for-1 background. So that's what we're going to do tonight, is we're going to do a 2-for-1. So, and they all make fun of me because I always go over an hour. I'm going to try to stay. I mean, that's the goal, is to try to stay within an hour, but who knows. But those are the Bitsy Blooms stencils by Kristina Werner. And I have picked out some colors for that. I have picked out Lime Rickey, Flirty Fuchsia, Bellini, oh boy, and in the center of these flowers, on some of these it's going to work, but on the Bellini it won't show up, so we're going to put some bling on the centers of those. But that's our color lineup for tonight, and I have already pre-cut a background panel from this Martini, and I don't know if you can see, it's got a really cute border, and we're going to cut our stencil background down to fit right within these. They're like dots. It's a dotted border, so really cute. Those are the A2 additional piercing layers, and so that's what the largest die was, the one that I used, because you've got the A2 piercing layers, which would be the smidgen larger than this largest die, so you can layer them. But we're gonna do something different. We're gonna use our A2 layers, and we're gonna get something that fits within these boundaries. I think that'll be fun. We'll cut it out when we're done stenciling. And then I have picked out these really beautiful sentiments, Written Words 2, Stamps and Dies, from Kristina Werner. And because our colors are so bright, yes, lovely spring colors, because they are so bright and cheerful and ready for spring, I am not going to do like the sympathy type of sentiments. I'm going to actually pick out, this is a paper hug, and we're going to go with Sending Sunshine. So those two work for the colors that we have picked out. The others are more sympathy and like encouragement related, like You Are Stronger Than You Think, Hang in There, There Are No Words, With Deepest Sympathy, and So Sorry for Your Loss, and Sending Good Vibes. So I thought you probably want something a little not quite so bright with a sympathy card. I mean, that's my opinion. You know what? It really does depend on who you're sending it to. You can send bright colors as a sympathy card. It just really does depend on who you're sending it to. But I wanted to go with something fun and bright and cheerful, and that's what we're doing. Okay, let's get ready let's do our stenciling. So I have pulled out our mat from Altenew. Sorry, it's going to be loud. I'll try not to be so aggressive. Aggressive crafter coming right up. Sorry about that. Got our brushes. Those are ready to go. I pulled out the bigger one because these, stick them up there, I'll end up knocking, because these stencils are large and they won't fit into my stamp wheel mat. All right, I'm going to start by just laying my cardstock down. Actually, I could probably just go this way and give myself some more room. And so I'm going with stencil number 1. And I'm just looking for a little border to get started with this. Just looking at it to see if it's kind of straight. That's all. Really doesn't have to be perfect. And this first stencil, once it's laid down, everything else should be fine as long as I follow the same pattern, that like having a little border around. It all should work out fine. So we're going to start with, I'm an aggressive crafter. I do things kind of aggressively. So we're going to start with Flirty Fuchsia, which is of these colors, this is my favorite because I'm a purple girl. And we're just going to go in and we're just going to start diving in with these colors. And sometimes you need to go both directions to kind of get your blend. Not sometimes, you should. That way you can get a good, nice, even coverage. So each of these stencils, this is what I'm doing. I'm just going in with color and getting it all blended in for each stencil. This is a very nice way to get all of your colors to match up with your projects. If you're looking at matchy-matchy with your ribbon, you could actually ink up some white ribbon to match with it. That would work that would be very cute, actually. I'm not going to worry so much about it today. I think I have some ribbon that's going to work with the Bellini. We'll see. It'll kind of match the peachy color that we have here. And yeah, so our flowers have 3 colors. And then we have leaves. And we have, let's see, leaves. And it looks like it's about time that I started to wash this brush. It's starting to get stiff. So that kind of tells me it's been through a lot. We take our brushes through a lot here in the shop. So, with classes and whatnot, samples, Yes, I don't know why I'm holding, I don't need to hold it down. It's gripped, nice and gripped. And I can tell I'm being very aggressive because I'm putting a lot of pressure on these flowers, and I'm like, okay, that's getting to be a lot there on my shoulder because I've really started to dig in, and it's not necessary. It's unnecessary to dig in so hard. Just get more ink on your brush, and all will be well. The one thing I really do like about these inks, because I've used other inks, dye inks that is, and sometimes, isn't it gorgeous? I love this color. I agree with you, Eliza. This is such a beautiful color. I've used some other dye inks, and they stain your stencils. I've had my stencils stained by other dye inks. This will not stain, this ink does not stain my stencils. I love it. Okay, background color number 1 is done. Now, what I am gonna do is I am gonna go around those edges, and I am gonna clean up a little bit because I don't want any color blending on my brush. So I'm just gonna pick up, see how I missed something there. How did I miss that one? I'm only gonna, yeah, I completely missed it, that corner. I'll be. Get so excited. We can't have that. Watch me not even die cut it. Or worse would be that I cut it and it looks weird. All right, now back to what I was doing. I was picking up color off the edges. So I have just a little bit of color here, and I'm just picking it up off around the edges. Let's pick that up. Done with you. Now this mat that I'm using, it does stain. It's like a stamp. Stamps will stain. But stencils usually don't. And I mean, I'm sure the stencil's just fine if it's stained, but I just find it interesting that these don't stain. Okay, these inks don't stain them. So now we're going on with number 2. And I'm just looking to see that I'm even as best as I can all around those edges. I'm not here. That's not very even. There we go. That's good. As long as I don't have any overlap. And I don't see any overlap, so we're good. Next color, Bellini. Do I want Bellini or... I think I want Oh Boy. I want Oh Boy. This is a really pretty blue, kind of turquoisey blue. I absolutely love it. Same color as our crocus, which the squirrels keep digging up. Oh, those ornery little crocus. Or not crocus, squirrels. Ah. So here we go. Pretty blue. Coming right up. I may need to ink up my pad. It's definitely time to clean the brushes. And I'm trying to pay attention to where I'm at, where I end up. little smidge on the edge. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to die cut both of them. And we'll have a piece of background that's inked up in our own hand-selected colors that we want. One of the things that I love about stenciling backgrounds is Catherine Pooler does have paper that matches her ink, and you could use the same color lineup that she's got in one of her paper pads and use that in conjunction with stencils. But this has got quite a bit of a pattern. Now, some of her paper packs have patterns that could serve as a solid. So, sorry if I'm, oh gosh, I'm really shaking up the camera. You guys, my apologies for being the aggressive crafter. So, you can look away for just a little bit until we're done. There's not any way for me to set this up on a separate table that won't shake, so I am so sorry. I'll try not to be so aggressive. I told you, I'm an aggressive crafter. Warning, it's earth shake. I create my own earthquakes over here. That could be a bad thing. Would that be a polite way of saying something? Although that's not what I mean. I'm just saying I shake the table when I'm crafting. So sorry. Okay. One of the reasons why I recommend going in the other direction is so that you can catch all of the ink on your brush, all the ink from your bristles when you go in every direction. Trying not to, you guys, I'm so sorry. I'm going to hold the light so that it's this camera stand, so it's not, it's a light and a camera stand. So it's not shaking so bad, and I don't know that it's helping at all. Maybe helps a little. All right. Here we are. I think we're good on this color. Brushes, whew. Now, these two colors are a chef's kiss. Ah, love that. Next one is Bellini. This one. Sorry, I meant table, but a table wouldn't be big enough either. I find a table is never big enough. Listen, tables are never big enough. I would have to agree with you 100% on that. Let's see, I need to go around and check my blue, get it off. There we go. Okay, I think that's good. Next color is Bellini, our peachy color. Let's just go around those edges. Nice, nice. I'm just looking for anything that's touching another, but I think we are good. I think we're good. Now, the interesting part is going to be getting all of these centers to line up. That ought to be interesting. And all of these leaves. Oh, dear. I didn't even think about that. I wasn't worried about getting it too perfect. We shall see. We may have to leave it off. Roll with it. We shall roll with it. Ooh, it's more orangey than I thought it was going to be. I went really heavy. This brush is not as dirty, so it's very soft. I need to really clean those other brushes. Very stiff. Nice. It's almost neon-ish. It's kind of an interesting peachy orange with kind of a bright it will soften up quite a bit. Now I'm nervous about the leaves. I don't even know why I didn't think about that till just a minute ago. I think it's gonna be okay. We'll see. Maybe I should have, you know what? Thinking of it, I should have probably done those leaves first. You know? Then you could line up your, well, la-di-da. Then you could line up your flowers with them. See, guys, you learned something from all the mistakes I make for you ahead of time. Now that makes sense, if I'd have thought of that. You're welcome. It is kind of an apricot-y color, isn't it? It's, but it also kind of has a very neon. Kind of feels neonish too. Like it's really bright. I like it. It's cute. I think it's going to be really cute with this. Especially with that green. I think it's really going to be pretty. If we can get the green to line up. We're 22 minutes in. We can't redo the background. I may have to shift it every now and then. And if I do, that's okay, right? It's funny because I probably have a group of people that saw that I was doing a 2-for-1 and they're all like, oh my gosh, it's another 2-hour live. All right. And here it is, the reveal. Cute, very cute. Okay. Now, let's look and see what we got going here. I am looking to make sure that my little marking, it just has the SKU number and it says Bitsy Blooms. I am looking to make sure that it is down towards the right. Hey, this isn't so bad, you guys. I think it's gonna be fine. I have a few over here that look like they could be in a better location. Just looking it over. Bring that to, yeah. So we may have to shift it just a little. Yeah, we're gonna have to shift it every now and then. So I'll just pay attention to where things are landing for now. I think that's gonna be good for my upper right hand corner. Just gonna lay that down. I'm gonna go with yellow. Just paying attention to where I put that yellow. So right here. So on, like I said before, it's not gonna really show up very well with our peach, but it will pop and kind of make a little difference in our blue and in our fuchsia. So, I'm gonna kind of get this here, and this one looks good. Really gonna get inky doing this. So now I'm gonna shift kind of. So folks, definitely make sure, and if they're not perfect, it's okay. I have to tell myself, it really is okay. We're doing the best we can. Oh, can't go back into the others. Oopsie. Don't go into the others. They are done. That one's messed up, but that's okay. You can tell because it's already colored in and you have another color peeking, like you can see the color peeking through. If that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. That's kind of cute. Kind of cute. I don't know. All right. I think I might have liked it a little bit better if I just, okay, those are kind of cute. Okay, that one's done. I don't need to do that one. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna go in right here. Go in here. I'm just gonna kind of go here, there, and guys, I just may end up putting gems in some of these that are wonky. Let's get a few of these down here. I kind of did that one already. All right. Some of these are hard to see. I'm not going to worry about my orange ones. I'm going to try to get my blues and my purple. Let's do that. This may be a more, if you're just tuning in, or you've fast forwarded, we've discovered that it's better if you do the leaves first. Now, when I opened up this packet, the leaves were the last stencil. So I kind of was following the order of the stencils in the packet, to be truthful. So, in my defense, there's that. Yep. I don't know if you can see those. Yeah, you can kind of see those centers. Create first, think later. Exactly, right? Eliza, you get me. Oh, just dive. That's my motto, my mantra. Dive. I'm not worried about the dive on in, get it done. And let's move these to the center. Let's do some blues. Let's get some blues done. The nice part is if you pay attention, you can get all of your blues done because they're all going to line up because you did them all at once. So now that I'm doing that, I realize, oh, I should have paid attention. All the blues line up. I need a smaller brush. Okay, need these. All right, I think blues are done. Nope, except for that one. Blues are done. Now, let's go with the rest of the purples. Let's get those lined up. Yep. I gotta watch out. So it does kind of create a little bit of an orangey center on my Flirty Fuchsia. So now that I've told you that all right. If it's messed up, I'll put a gem over it. I'll be putting gems everywhere. Nope, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, this is the part that scares me, these leaves. And this is probably where I'm gonna have to really, yeah. Pay attention to what is happening. Let's line all of our, well, it may not be too bad. It's gonna be a little wonktified in places, but I'm gonna line up, I gotta decide on a color and just line it up. So let's go with, we're gonna go right here. Yep, I have to go with one color. Just looking at one color. So it looks like right now I'm really good with lining up my purple and even some of the blues. I just may have to move some of them a little bit. So I'm gonna just lay this down. My purple is kind of, I may just go for it, you guys. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be kind of, I don't think I'm gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna do it. Look at that. Look at me, just diving in. I cut a little bit of a flower, but that's all right. I'm just diving. Let's do it. I think my pad needs to be re-inked. This is Lime Rickey. Really pretty color. I think this was actually one of the ink pads that I accidentally inked up the wrong color. It was in the same family, so it was okay. And the color's gonna turn out pretty anyway. So once again, in case you fast forwarded and you didn't catch me on the other part, you need to start with this stencil first. Then you need to go from there and line your flowers up with the leaves. That's my bit of 10 cents on this. Unless you cut this paper to the same size as your stencil, and now that's one of the ways you could do that, but you're not gonna have an edge for you to stick it to. You're gonna have to use tape if you do that. And I have actually some green variation, which is gonna be more leaf-like anyway. So I think it turned out pretty. I think it's going to be fine. I'm not stressing over it. Actually, if I pull my mat away from my paper, it won't bend like that, just to let you know. So there it is, super cute. It's gonna work just fine. I love it. Yes, I do feel like it's kind of, you could go in any order, really, honestly. I think it would work. Doesn't matter. But if you want, if you're obsessive compulsive, like I can sometimes be, I would go with leaves first. You want them to line up perfectly, that is. To me, it's kind of the whole thing kind of has an artsy look to it, so no big deal. All right, let's cut this in half. So we just need to cut it to 4 1/4. And it will be the half. And I've already picked out which die I'm going to use on the A2 layers. So it'll frame really nicely in there. I am going to, it is the 4th one in from going from large to small. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and see where I want it, and I feel like there we go. That's cute. So I'll just tape that down. I'm using some hammer mill paper. Sometimes it can tear, so I'm going to be really careful to only get the, look at me sticking my tape together. That's great. Try to just tape the edge here so that we don't tear paper. Certain papers can tear with this Spellbinders tape. Just forewarning. I'm just kind of sizing it up with our cardstock, and I think it's going to be really pretty. Plate? Nope, I did not. I do need my base though. Alright. I'm gonna whap my elbow on that. Just know it. I have picked out, I don't think the ribbon is going to work very good with it, just an FYI. So I may just skip the ribbon. So, that's ribbon. You could cut, you don't have to use the dies, but I like the edge that it creates. And so, you could just cut it with just cut it with your paper cutter. Now, next, let's look and see what we have. Our next one. Those centers actually turned, on that blue, those centers turned out really nice. And not so bad with the purple either. Or here it is. We have a better cluster on this one. Ooh. There. Just an FYI, this tape, this best ever craft tape, does not tear. I've never had it tear any Spellbinders cardstock ever, which I find very interesting. So it does tear Stampin' Up! Paper. I've seen that happen. It does tear Concord and Ninth. I don't know that I've tried it on this new Catherine Pooler yet. I'll have to try it and see. All right. Done. Ta-da! See, we have a 2-for-1 now. And I'm going to put 2 different sentiments on this. Throw some gems on there. I thought about using some ribbon. We may not get any ribbon. We shall see. All right. Let's look at this ribbon. This was the ribbon I picked out. It may not be too bad. I'll bring it up to the camera. You guys can tell me. Yay, nay, peachy, pretty. I was going to use it just across there and stick a sentiment on there, throw some gems on there, but what do you guys think? Do you think that I think the peach still works. This is about the time to do that. Oh, I got something on there. No, it's just fuzz. What's that? We can also look at white. I do have a pink, but I don't think the pink is, I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm not really, I think it clashes too much. The white might be kind of a soft look, but it gets lost. It's like really see-through. I just might go with this. You know what? Let's think about it. I'll let you guys comment on what you think. I'll bring it up one more time to the camera so you can kind of see what it would look like. I would pop a sentiment over it right here. This is what it would look like with background paper tucked around. Oh, the pink or peach? Which one? Bright pink? You think the bright pink looks good? Or is it the peachy one? This is the bright pink. It's not quite the right color of pink, but do you think it looks okay? I mean, pull that. You vote pink or, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, it might not be so bad. It's bright and cheerful. It kind of goes with the color scheme. This is light. it may not really go with the color scheme very. I think you might be right, Eliza. I think it might work. It just might work. Okay, there's a delay when you guys comment, but I'm gonna start on the sentiments here. Let's cut out a piece here. It might grow on me here. I think that pink might, because that pink and purple kind of go together. Cut this down. Do some stamping. I'm not going to get too fancy. Peach is getting lost. Pink is good. Okay, Peach. Pink, the bright pink it is. I can understand why you would say that, because that's what was kind of making me second guess myself, was it's like, I don't know. All right. This is a paper hug. And Sending Sunshine. That's a perfect sentiment for this. Perfect. Pick these up, stamp them up. I love the font on this. This is so pretty. Beautiful font. We may have to stamp twice. I've never used these, so I'll just have to really concentrate. Glad you chose the paper hug. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm gonna stamp one more time. Those of you watching can hold your breath. And I won't make you hold it very long. The last time I did this, I messed up my stamping, but I think we are good. I'm going carefully for a second dive. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now we'll pull this. So just to let you know, when you're pulling this out, if you are worried about bending your paper or whatnot, you can pull up your mat and then pop it off. That's what you can do to eliminate bending and that sort of thing. So, okay. Let's get our dies. Look how nice this is, this packaging. She's got the wording in here, so you can tell which die is for what. I thought that was kind of nice. This is a paper hug. This one is Sending Sunshine. For those of you who struggle with that, I use magnets. I replace the magnets. So that might be a little bit of a struggle for me to figure out, you know. I usually lay the die over the packaging. I'll show you what I mean by that. So I usually take my packaging and I just take my sentiment and I just kind of try to figure out which goes with which, kind of like that to see. But it's nice that she included that. So, all right, here they are. Where did my other pieces go? Tape, that is. There is a way to pull this tape off at an angle to prevent it from tearing your cardstock. I think that looks nice. Yay. All right. And it goes. You know, you could use this if you didn't. I was really careful and I didn't tear this, so I could use it as a frame. Then you could get 4 projects out of it. If I had watched it a little bit better and wanted to do that, if that was my aim, I could have done that. So that's kind of nice. You could get 4 cards. Just a little tip, piece of advice. It's gonna make a big crackle, snap, and pop sound. Just a warning. That's what it does. Ah, it's gonna make a liar out of me. My plates are bowing, that's why I thought it was gonna do that. It didn't. Now, what we could do, something really cool, is I can take my dies and cut them out each 2 more times so that we can get some height on our sentiments. And I'm going to do just that. However, I'm going to use some heavier cardstock to do that with, so that and I may not worry about my taping it down. So I'm going to get some heavier cardstock, run those through twice. And it gives our sentiment a little bit more stability. Is it? Oh, it is. I might use that anyway. Okay, just to keep it there so it won't shift. And then we'll do this up here. Now you can see what I just did off camera. I'm just taping these down. We're going to run them through. Maybe. Another earth shake. And then we'll do this one more time. Is that the right one? Nope. This one, I had to turn on my heat. I was getting a little bit chilly. Okay, this one goes here. And just shifting them around. Put you over here. Make room for this over here. And voila. Eliza, it looks like it's just been you and I tonight. I haven't seen anybody else comment. If I've missed your comment, I'm sorry. Sometimes comments don't always show up. My husband was telling me that. He's like, he saw somebody commenting last week, I think it was. And it wasn't registering on there. He said it wasn't showing up, which I thought was really weird. Anyway. All right. There. Done with this. And set you over here. Yeah, okay. All right, let's assemble. I was thinking I just wanted maybe ribbon only around this part. Yeah, this is funny. I only grabbed one card base. But that's okay, because then you can kind of see the gist of what I'm talking about. You only need to see it on one. You see how it's got a frame? So these are the additional layers so that you have a frame. And then these are just the plain A2 dies. But there's I'm out of stock on the A2 piercing layers die. But I have the A2 additionals, and these are the A2 additionals that I'm showing you here. But this was cut with just the regular A2 layers die. And I'm not sure if I have those in stock or not. I didn't check that. But you see how nicely that just frames up everything. So I'm going to get some ribbon. Here it is. Okay. So my tape. I'm thinking that I'm just going to put it maybe kind of down here towards the bottom with the sentiment over it, some gems, and then it'll be done. Very simple project. So we're just going to pop this ribbon on. Grab another piece. So I like to get kind of a long strip so I can catch it one way or the other. Making sure it's straight. Going straight across, tucking it behind. And there's a little bit of grace for straightening it out. There. There it is. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's do the other one real quick. And we'll come down here at the bottom, covering that whole. I just pretty much pick a spot, and then I can take my ribbon and start on one side. So I kind of want it to be about right there. Hopefully I have enough space back there. I do, because yeah, that's about where I did the other one. Just pull and turn it in. There we go. Gonna set this down, and I'm just gonna use liquid glue for this part. Go all the way around. Some people like to use, you know what? I just might do it too. I'm gonna pop it up. Totally gonna do that. I'm gonna pop it up, but I'm not gonna pop it up with a lot of dimension. I just think it'd be kind of nice to have a panel popped up. So let's do it. Oopsie. I do like this tape because you don't have to worry about getting it everywhere. It's such low dimension that there's not a lot of sag with it. I am gonna take some of this and put it over my ribbon just to hold it in place for sure so that it doesn't come off. Just gonna kind of do that. And that is gonna give us just a little bit of dimension. I think that'll be lovely. Let's see if I can do this without having to use glue and move it around. I think that's nice. Might be a little far on the left, but I think we're good. Okay. Now we'll glue this down. You guys, it's just a little over an hour and I am nearly finished, other than gems. I was gonna throw some gems on here and there. I think I was gonna put them on the centers of those orange ones because I knew they wouldn't pop very much. So there we are. Cute. And I do like that it does give it a little bit of lift and dimension there. Awesome. And let's do it. Let's get this sentiment together here. So I just stack these up. Just like so. They go the other direction. No, they don't, because I have the wrong one. With the wrong set. This one is supposed to be... Oh, you guys, did I die cut the wrong thing? No, I didn't. Ah. I just had them on the wrong sentiment, laying down on the wrong card set. You know what I mean. Perfect. This is a paper hug. We could go up. Nope, I want it over the ribbon. I think it'll be nice. And I am going to take a little bit of tape and I'm just going to kind of lay it down so it's not going to move anywhere. And I'm going to put it in the spot where my sentiment is going to go. So I'm just going to kind of lift that up here and lay that down behind like so. Fill that out. Maybe. And you can still, if you didn't quite get it straight, you can still kind of lift it off. There's still time for that. I think that's good enough, because once we get this here, I think it's going to be fine. Yep. It's gonna be fine. I have to tell myself that a lot. I do a lot of self-talk. All right. There. Cute. I think I smeared it just a little bit. I can get it later. A little glue there. It's clear. Okay. I'm gonna pop some gems on that. Sometimes picking the gems, looking for something that's gonna really pop in the center of those orange florals. And ooh, these glaciers might look really nice. They wouldn't overpower. I do love these. I don't know if I have any more of these clear iridescent drops. Those are cute. I might have. I like these glacier. Because they'll pick up all those colors. I think the glacier is gonna work really nice. So let's do it. Let's just get ready to roll. How's that? Where are you? In my little tray. Ruh-roh, where's my tray? It's not in there. It's probably hiding somewhere, and I just don't see it. Huh. It's usually right here. Oh, I know where it is. Let's use something else. It's in a make and take for the better pressed people. What else do I want to use instead? Where are you? I can use my box here. Just get inventive. Here we go. Let's grab a big gem here. Pop that in the center. I may have to do glue with my left hand. And little gem. Some of these you can actually see the centers on the orange. Not a whole lot, but let's do a small. And go large. This may take up the bulk of the time. The gems. But I like it because I like the idea of using them only on the orange flowers because it gives me a random pattern that I'm trying to get or achieve. So that's really nice. This is really finishing it out really good. I do like it. Get this here. Oops. Where's the tiny one? Tiny. Need a really tiny one. Perfect. You know, because sometimes I have a hard time deciding which ones do I want to put them on. I don't know, you guys may struggle with that too. Like, what's the random pattern that I want to use? Whoops, stay there. This one can be medium. There we go. Voila! Card number 1 is done. And I love those gems in there. I don't know if you can see very well, but it does kind of, they're faceted and they pick up the colors of the card really beautiful. I like that. That's really cute. Turned out really nice. Okay, we'll finish up this card. Get this, tuck that in. Just kind of lay it there. That didn't take up as much drama. I do a lot of self-talk when crafting, usually asking myself where the so-and-so is that gone. And so it's usually on the floor. Thank you. Thank you, Eliza. I relate completely to all of that. That's kind of funny. I relate. Totally relate to that. It's kind of how it rolls. You know, it rolls on the floor. I'm always, we got hair on that one, DNA. Sit with a little DNA and all. Sending sunshine and DNA. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. And again, this one when I take my picture of it, it'll have a, it will have the card base on it. But I got a little bit too high up. That's funny. You know what? Let it go. It's a homemade card, not a Hallmark. And don't anybody flag me for saying that. Get myself in trouble. I have such little space to create with at home when I'm creating, and things get lost all the time. Gosh, like it's usually hiding underneath something somewhere. So, yeah. All right, here we go. Glue it is. My hair did add extra dimension and texture. Yes. And a little DNA just for dimension and texture. That's funny. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. I love it a lot. Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna go a little bit at a time and get those gems going, which I just feel like made a huge difference with the card. Otherwise it feels kind of flat. I mean, the ribbon is pretty and all, don't get me wrong, but I just think that it really does make a difference in the card with these gems. Just the zhuzhing, I love it. Really love it. Tiny. Let's go medium. Oops. drop it? Where'd it go? And I'm needing a lot of small ones, so this is perfect. Got lots of small in here. Probably shouldn't. Yeah, that looks cute. Okay. Gotta watch my hand here, or I'm gonna mess something up for sure. Oh my goodness, you guys. We'll put a small one there, large and medium. Rounding this out. There you go. And I'll put that on, slap that on a card base. It is done. Trying to decide if I want, I don't think I want to put one up there in that corner. I mean, I might. I just don't think it's necessary. Anyway. Woohoo! Done, done, done. Ah, yes. And it's 1:17 on the counter, which is closer to an hour and 15 minutes than an hour and 20. Yay. Okay, guys. Yay. Thanks for joining me. Eliza, you're such a blessing. It is so nice to have someone with me while I am crafting. I do appreciate that quite a bit. Not quite a bit, a lot. So, and all of your expert opinions really helped. Thanks for making me take the brave dive into that bright ribbon. That was my initial ribbon that I wanted to use. And when it didn't really match with the fuchsia like I thought it would, I thought, I get to be so matchy-matchy. I don't need to be so matchy-matchy. It looks good with it. Anyway, you are welcome. Thank you. You have a great week, rest of your week, and weekend as well. Take care. Bye-bye. And everybody that joins the